Once upon a curious Thursday in the heart of London, there lived a man named Rodney Rogueford. Rodney was the kind of workaholic whose devotion to his job was as unyielding as a bulldog's grip on a juicy bone. His colleagues often quipped that Rodney's briefcase was his best friend, always by his side, and possibly more cherished than his own shadow. Rodney's office was a bustling haven of papers and screens that flickered like restless fireflies. Each day, he plunged into this whirlwind of tasks with the zeal of a knight charging into battle, his keyboard clattering like a suit of armour in motion. One particularly stormy evening, as the rain tapped a staccato rhythm on the window panes, Rodney noticed a peculiar envelope on his desk. It was as if it had appeared out of nowhere, a mysterious visitor in the land of routine. The envelope was a deep velvety black, with his name inscribed in elegant silvery script, Rodney Rogueford. With a heart that drummed like a marching band, Rodney opened the envelope, revealing a card that read, "Are you ready for an adventure? Find the door where shadows dance." Intrigued, Rodney looked around the dim office where shadows played hide and seek with the flickering lights. His eyes fell upon a corner he'd never paid much attention to before, where the shadows seemed to perform a ghostly waltz. Rodney approached, his footsteps echoing in the silence like whispered secrets. There, hidden behind a towering plant that had seen better days, was a door he had never noticed. It was ancient, with a brass handle that gleamed like a cat's eye in the dark. Taking a deep breath, Rodney reached for the handle, his mind a whirlpool of thoughts. Should he open it? The air seemed to hold its breath, waiting for his decision. The thrill of the unknown tugged at him like a mischievous child pulling at a sleeve. But just as his fingers brushed the handle, the office lights flickered back to life, and the spell was broken. Rodney hesitated, caught in the web of his own indecision. The ordinary world called to him, safe and predictable, yet the allure of adventure whispered in his ear, promising secrets untold. And so, dear reader, we leave Rodney at the brink of choice, the door before him like an unturned page in a gripping novel. Should he step through, embracing the mysteries that await, or should he remain in the world he knows, where shadows are just shadows and doors lead nowhere extraordinary? The decision, like a fine mystery, remains unsolved, hanging in the balance like a question mark at the end of a tantalizing tale. What would you do if you were Rodney Rogueford? With a heart pounding like a runaway train, Rodney Rogueford decided to take a leap of faith. Curiosity tugged at him like an insistent puppy, and he couldn't resist its pull. Gathering his courage, he turned the brass handle and brushed through the door. Instantly, the air around him shifted, as if he'd stepped through a veil into another world. The office vanished, replaced by a dimly lit corridor that stretched endlessly, like a snake uncoiling into the unknown. The walls were lined with mirrors reflecting infinite versions of Rodney, each one looking more bewildered than the last. Rodney's footsteps echoed ominously, a solitary drumbeat in the eerie silence. The corridor seemed to hum with anticipation, as though it knew secrets he could only begin to imagine. Shadows danced along the walls, whispering stories of those who had ventured here before. As he moved deeper into the corridor, Rodney felt a chill skitter down his spine. The air was thick with the scent of mystery, a heady perfume that both enticed and unnerved him. He wondered if he'd made a dreadful mistake. What lay ahead in this labyrinth of reflections? Suddenly the mirrors began to ripple like water disturbed by a breeze. Images flickered within them, revealing glimpses of a world both strange and familiar. There were scenes of bustling streets, quiet libraries and moonlit gardens, each one calling to him with a siren song. But then the mirrors showed something else. An office, his office, yet not quite the same. Papers floated through the air like restless spirits, and the computers blinked with cryptic messages. Rodney's colleagues were there, yet their faces were blurred as if seen through a fogged window. A sense of urgency gripped him. The corridor was alive with possibilities, but also with the danger of getting lost in its endless reflections. Rodney felt the weight of his decision pressing upon him like the heavy hand of fate. With determination igniting his steps, Rodney pressed onward, each stride a declaration of his resolve. The corridor twisted and turned, a living maze that seemed to shift with his every move. Was there a way out, or had he wandered too far into the realm of shadows and mirrors? As he reached the end, a door loomed before him, its surface shimmering like liquid silver. Rodney hesitated, the question lingering in his mind like a thick fog. Should he return to the world he knew, or step further into the unknown? With a mixture of trepidation and exhilaration, Rodney reached for the handle, ready to embrace whatever lay beyond. Where was he? Oh no! The door creaked open, and Rodney Roquefort took a step into the great unknown, leaving the question of his fate hanging like a suspenseful melody waiting to resolve. As Rodney Roquefort stepped through the shimmering door, he found himself in a vast hall that defied description. The ceiling arched high above, adorned with chandeliers that sparkled like constellations in a night sky. The walls were lined with shelves upon shelves of books, their spines glowing with a soft, otherworldly light. The air was thick with the scent of old parchment and ink, a library of secrets waiting to be uncovered. Rodney felt a thrill course through him, a blend of awe and trepidation. Where was he? This place felt both ancient and timeless, as if it had existed beyond the reach of ordinary time. As he wandered deeper into the hall, Rodney noticed figures moving silently between the shelves. They were enigmatic, their forms half hidden by shadows, and they seemed to glide rather than walk. Each one was engrossed in a book, their faces illuminated by the gentle glow of the pages. One figure, a tall man with a mane of silvery hair, looked up and met Rodney's gaze. His eyes were pools of wisdom, deep and knowing. "Welcome, seeker," he said, his voice resonating like the tolling of a distant bell. "You have stumbled upon the Library of Whispers." Rodney's curiosity flared. "The Library of Whispers," he echoed, the words tasting like magic on his tongue. "Indeed," the man replied with a nod. "This is a place where stories live and breathe, where the past and future intertwine. Each book holds a tale that waits for the right reader to unlock its secrets." Rodney felt a sense of wonder, like a child discovering a hidden treasure. He reached for a book nearby, its cover embossed with delicate patterns that danced beneath his touch. As he opened it, the pages unfurled a story that leapt vividly into his mind, painting scenes with the colours of imagination. But just as he was getting lost in the tale, a gentle yet insistent whisper reached his ears. It was the library itself, urging him to remember why he had come. The thrill of adventure was intoxicating, yet Rodney knew he couldn't linger forever. He turned to the silvery-haired man, a question burning in his mind. "How do I find my way back?" The man smiled, a knowing glint in his eyes. "The path you seek is always within you. Follow the story that resonates with your heart, and it will guide you home." With a newfound sense of purpose, Rodney closed the book and felt a warm glow settle in his chest. He thanked the man and made his way back through the hall, the books whispering their farewells as he passed. The shimmering door awaited him, a portal between worlds. As Rodney stepped through, he felt the air shift once more, and the familiar hum of his office enveloped him. Back at his desk, Rodney Roquefort found himself changed, a spark of adventure now kindling within him. The mysteries of the Library of Whispers lingered in his mind, a reminder that even in the most routine of lives, magic waits patiently for those willing to seek it out.
Diamond stories where words ignite. From reports to diaries, our stories take flight. With vocabulary gems and plots so grand, we'll transport you to worlds across every land. Get ready to listen to stories to ignite your imagination, where each story